Okay, thank you. And now let's meet the faculty, coaches, and administrators who are here today as we give you the score. The team from Madison and Vienna, Virginia, has a score of 220. Matt, please introduce our guest.
This is our sponsor and coach, Mr. Gunn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gunn, for being with us today. The team from Bethesda ChevyChase in Montgomery County has the lead at 260. Max, it's your turn now.
Behind me to my right is our principal, Miss Lockhart, and to my left is future coach of the year, Mr. Richard.
Thank you very much, both of you. The team from Paint Branch in Burtonsville is in with a score of 200. Brent, will you do the honors,
Behind
please?
me is our principal, Miss Dixon, and to my right is our coach, Miss Antiojos.
Thank you very much, ladies, for being with us. Now, teams, we move on to the next round where it's possible to get a 25-point bonus if you get 8 questions in a row answered correctly. Well, you'll see how it goes as we get going here. The team from Madison is up first, so BCC select for them, please. Number 1, 2, or 3?
3.
Okay, here you are. Let's see how Dan, Matt, and Nils do in this round. Here's your first question. The right of Americans to hold public protest meetings is guaranteed as one of the 5 rights in what number constitutional amendment?
The first one.
First Amendment is right. A book called Emerson is not a biography of Ralph Waldo Emerson, but rather a children's story about what equine animal?
A horse.
A horse is right. It was not said carefully. It was not a pacifist, but a Swedish munitions maker who established what International Peace Prize, which Martin Luther King received in 1964.
Nobel.
Nobel is right. Check the monitor, please, for this one. Protons, electrons, quarks. When the filament of a radio tube is heated, which of these particles is emitted?
Electron.
Your answer?
Electrons?
Electrons is right. Wanting to return home, George Washington resigned as head of the Continental Army shortly after the signing of what treaty, ending the Revolutionary War?
Paris.
Treaty of Paris is right. An early musical comedy with the short title Lo had lyrics by what author of such short stories as The Gift of the Magi?
O. Henry. O. Henry.
O. Henry is right. Now on the screen, evaluate this expression, giving your answer as a positive integer.
24 times 7. 7?
Let me see the answer there myself. 7 is indeed the right answer. Now, our next question will be one from one of our guest questioners. It'll be asked by John Sweeney, the president of the AFL-CIO labor organization.
Collective bargaining rights for federal workers were established by an executive order issued in 1963 by what 35th U.S. president? Your answer?
JFK.
JFK is right, so that puts you up to a bonus. Very good, Madison. Very good. Okay. Now it's the turn for Bethesda ChevyChase, so Paint Branch select, please. 1 or 2?
2.
2, okay, here you are. Let's see how Dan, Max, and Spencer do in this round. There were 102 passengers, including 3 pregnant women, aboard what ship that brought the Pilgrims to America in 1620?
Mayflower.
Yep. Next is this one. Here we go. The height of each dot is approximately 0.5 millimeter in what raised dot system that allows the blind to read?
Braille.
Right. It was partly to encourage German immigrants that North Dakota, in 1873, changed the name of its state capital to what name it has today?
Bismarck.
Right. Let's check the screen for these questions. Chloroplasts, leucoplasts, chromoplasts. Which of these terms refers to a type of plastid that may contain red and blue pigments and is found in the cells of flower petals and the skins of fruits?
It's chloroplast, right? Is it
Do you have it?
Chromoplast?
That's right. A sign reading, "Beware of the dog," might have been posted outside the mythical Greek underworld, guarded by what 3-headed canine? Cerberus is right. The guillotine claims a lot of victims in what Charles Dickens' novel, A Tale Set During the French Revolution?
A Tale of Two Cities.
That's right. The monitor again. If x equals 2, what is the value of this expression, giving your answer as an integer?
1.
That is right. And now here's your next question. It will be asked by Leonard Slatkin, music director of the Detroit Symphony and former conductor of our National Symphony.
The French composer Olivier Messiaen wrote a work called the Turangalila Symphony. The title of this work comes from what classical language of ancient India?
Your answer?
Sanskrit. Sanskrit?
That's it, and here's another bonus. Wow. Terrific. Pushing them up to 445. Leaving number one here for the team from Paint Branch High in Burtonsville. These guest questioners are bringing you luck today. Though hundreds of miles apart, both Venice and Amsterdam have what kind of artificial waterways that make bridges and boats part of city life?
Canal.
Right. The unusual animal called the armadillo is particularly numerous in what Lone Star state that includes the city of Amarillo?
Texas.
Yes. Florists might be interested in the 15th century struggle between the houses of Lancaster and York, an English war known as the War of what flowers?
Roses.
Roses is right, and now on the screen we have Golgi bodies, photons, lipids. Light travels in distinct packets of energy called which of these?
Photons.
Photon is the right answer. Let's get to the next one. Despite its ominous title, the Doomsday Book was just a census record ordered by what first Norman king of England who had won the 1066 Battle of Hastings?
William the Conqueror.
That's the right man, William the Conqueror. Feeding mice used in medical experiments was an early job for what American playwright who later wrote Death of a Salesman?
Miller.
That's right. Now check your math question. What is the value of this expression, giving your answer as an integer?
64.
That's good. Now, your question, and your good questioner, as is our guest, Joe Urschel, director of the museum. Listen.
The oldest artifact here at the museum is a brick with what form of wedge-shaped writing developed in ancient Samaria?
Okay, your answer?
Cuneiform.
Well, there's another bonus. 3 in a row. Back after these messages.